2, 1. Hey everybody, welcome back to Noodling Around with Nor and Rad. Today we're going to be talking about the Arturia Buchla Easel V. This is another synth that they just released alongside the DX7V, which I already did a video for. Now, full disclosure for everyone out there, I didn't actually pay money for this VST. That was a suggestion, actually, by one of the commenters on my last video that I send Arturia an email asking if perhaps they would like to comp me some of these VSTs so that I could make videos for the VSTs, and they were happy to oblige. I was very impressed by how cool they were about it. So these are not for resale. Like, I can't, that's the only stipulation, that I can't sell them again after. It's just for, it's good exposure for them, I guess, that people on YouTube are making videos for their products. So there's no criteria for this. I didn't have to make sure you say nice things about it or blah, blah, blah. Although I'm sure if I dumped all over it, they'd be like, you know what, you don't get a comp VST next time, even if you do make a video. But that's not what I'm here for. That's not what I wanted to do with this series. I like the idea of opening up these super complicated VSTs and just running through them like the average composer would. So with the Buchla Easel V, this is like a weird modular synth from like the late 70s or the 80s, and it's obscure of obscure. Like, it's not one that a lot of people had heard of before. So unless you were some nut job that had one of these back in the day, you'd be like, oh sweet, they emulated my favorite thing, and then you dive right in, you know what you're doing. If you're just an average person, you look at all this weird nutty crap on the GUI and you don't know what the heck you're looking at. So I like to actually capture some of that with this series so that you can see what it's like to struggle, so that if you're thinking about buying it, like, and you're like me, this is what you have to look forward to, for good or for better or worse. Because, you know, I kind of hate when I buy a VST and then like, I don't know what the heck I'm doing with this thing, and it was like, you know, buyer remorse. I don't want anyone to have buyer remorse, but my angle is always to show the good of a VST, like the potential. I don't want to like rip on something. So that's kind of where we're at here. So let's open it up. Here's the GUI. I just want to show you guys, you know, the character of this sound. I don't want to sell you on it. I don't want to do that's for you to decide on your own. But I'm going to try my best to make it sound good, and that's going to be hard because this is not a VST that I'm good at playing, because it's more ambient, it's more weird. It's not like a plucker. You can't like it's not one of those kind of synths. So you're going to see what happens if a guy like that struggles with this VST. Now, one last thing before I start is that I'm pretty sure this is the synth that was used to create the ARP at the beginning of Reading Rainbow, which I think is kind of awesome, and that's why I actually wanted to do a synth, or a video on this synth. I was hoping it'd be a little easier to use when I first opened it up. I still don't know how to use it, but that's the goal. I would love to be able to make a Reading Rainbow synth patch. I haven't found a preset for it yet, but it might be in there. There's a lot of presets for it. And also, weird other fun fact, I think the composer for Reading Rainbow also used the CMI Fairlight for the songs on the series as well, which is super funny because those both came out with these two patches, or these new releases from Arturia. I swear some of those guys were just like on board with Reading Rainbow. So this is the Reading Rainbow package. Okay, down to some sounds. Sorry for that long intro. You're hearing some grime there. Nice. It really reminds me of some of the grime that the Sega Genesis has on the low end. But extreme, like extreme grime. So you're hearing some FM there, which is kind of cool. But yeah, I don't quite know how to fiddle with this VST, so we're gonna just move on fast here. A little ARP there. It's almost like Reading Rainbow, but a more menacing version. So if you're like me, this is how you use a VST. Nope, we've gone too far. Like, this is what it's like to use this VST, I guess, if you're like me. I don't know, you get a good Cyberpunk soundscape vibe here. Like a really specific brand of it, like a 80s Cyberpunk. Like, you could kind of, holy moly, toss on some effects here. So I got, real quick, some echo and then some reverb. Give it a little character, a little flavor. But we don't need those on. I might turn them on some other sounds as well. That one's no good. Like, this is their version of a pad. Only got 3 polyphony. Oh my. Cool. There's potential there. It's weird. It's a weird modular sort of experience. These sounds don't sound like the Moog modular wall. Sure, that was some effects. Weird. Turn those off. Moving on. Good for sound effects, too. It's like an elevator sound effect in a side-scrolling beat-em-up. Let me show you real quick. This is nice that their ARP is set up like exactly like a key editor in Cubase, which is way easier for me to understand than you know, when they have you little like drag up and down, like 5, 7, -5, -7, like that. No one, come on. But you can turn it off and then play it like a normal synth. This is closer to something I would understand. But yeah, we'll move on. Turn that down to 1. It's kind of a weird synth. It's the kind of, like, I bet you this thing was used on a lot of stock footage kind of, you know, like production or like library soundtracks from the 70s and 80s. Like that last one, that's like not even hitting anything. I like the way it sounds. What is going on here? Is this a... Oh, okay. Well, I write my own sequences, okay? I don't need you to write my sequence for me. weird. It doesn't have like a standard. Maybe it's. That's the closest thing to a standard patch I've heard so far. But it it does not have like a very standard ADSR. Like, I think this is the ADSR, but I have no idea how to make it work. Yeah, because it still has a long build-up. I don't know, guys. This is what happened. This is what you can expect. Weird, wacky sounds. Very unique sounds, but yeah, it's like flying that helicopter in the sim. This sounds like the Reading Rainbow patch. I turn it into a pulse. Now we're talking. How do I speed it up? That does sound a lot like Reading Rainbow. I don't know how to play it, but... So I'm gonna go for another 7 minutes here, because I don't want this to be a super long video. Little analog snare there. Sample that. Oh, did I cut it off? Ah! If you could harness that, there's a lot there. Tell me that's not like straight out of the sound effects of like Blade Runner or something. Or something like R2-D2 yelling at you. Or your little telephone sidekick friend. Like that. I don't like these dubstep patches. Here we go. I think this VST does good low-end grime. Get some echoes going. That's close. That's as close as I can get to making it sound like something I would use to fiddle with. That's as fiddly as I can get with it. Because, like, you can't fiddle with a patch like this. Like, you can fiddle with the knobs, but like I've showed you, like, I don't really know what these knobs do. It's like some good early FM weird sounds, though. Let's try something here. Just a little volume shaping action here for some pump. Although I don't know if this is actually on beat or not, so that probably doesn't help. But you get the idea. I like, with some of these weird kind of sounding patches, just add a volume shaper. Sometimes that just does the trick for you. See, okay, here's a good patch. I like your little thing there, but I'm gonna write my own, alright? Yeah. It's kind of cool. This is the kind of patch where, yeah, you totally just hold the button down and fiddle with it a bit. Ah, there's your decay. Whoops, nope, not that one. Ooh. Nope. I get it to be bitier. They got some reverb built in here. Oh, there's your bite. Cool. Alright, we're running out of time here. Oh my god. I don't know how you would use that. Unless you were using it for soundscapes. Alright, let's do a quick rundown. Let's hear what they think brass sounds like. Weird. This is a good patch. Let's show you how we use this one. Probably still playing a little too fast. Maybe turn off the reverb. pitch bend. I like this patch. I'm gonna stick with it for a second. Alright, so that gives me a long decay. Too long. If this does anything. Okay. So I guess this is your FM sort of section here. How much you want it to sort of warble with FM weirdness. And if you have keyboard quantize on, not really sure what that would do. So you got your amplitude oscillation here. Do anything if I turn on the pulsar? Oh dear. I don't know what these do, if anything. Sustain. What do they say about this? Mod wheel adds saxo effect. That's kind of a cool finish. Oh me, oh my. I don't know. I don't know about this. Like, what I would want to show people, or what I would want to tell people about this is, if you had the impression going in that this was a VST that you could do like fun leads on and things, it's not that. But what it is, it's like this really unique sound that I've never heard in other VSTs before, and I'd have to believe, based on their track record, that this is really authentic, an authentic emulation of the Buchla V, or the Buchla Easel V, Buchla Easel. And I know if I just had more time, I could definitely get more out of it in the way of trying to create weird stuff like reading rainbows ARP. But that's now the challenge for you out there. Definitely, if any of those sounds sounded like what you were looking for, and if you could see how I struggled a little, but you could see like the sounds, there's not that much here. You can definitely carve your sound the more you know what you're doing, and I don't quite know what I'm doing at all with this yet, but I like this VST in theory. So the deal's still going on. If that's something you're into, consider checking it out. Arturia does great work. If you like emulations, that's definitely the place to go. And if it's not your cup of tea, then just go get yourself a helicopter sim game and learn to fly a helicopter, and be a hero. Get to the chopper. We'll see you guys on the next video. Goodbye, everyone.
Hey, thanks for watching this video. We'll see you guys next time. Feel free to subscribe to this channel.